You are listening to Punisher Waterfowls, the Union 0430 podcast. Brought to you by Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, the most technologically advanced silhouette decoys on the market, and these other fine brands. Pit Boss Waterfowl, ducks, dogs, and decoys. Canadian Waterfowl Supply, Canada's #1 source for all your waterfowl needs. And Rig 'em Right, heavily seasoned.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Union 0430 podcast. This is episode 256. I know I sound like a broken record when I say it's been a long time back and forth to get this fella on the show. But again, it's been, I think it's been 2 years, maybe 3 years of back and forth. If you remember way back in the original, first when we started, we had a fella named David Bingham on the show who was a professional soccer player. That's how I got linked up with Steve from Kupt Up Custom Straps. And it's been ever since then. We've been trying to get on the show. So without further ado, we finally got him. Thanks to our great sponsors for the show. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. And sit back and relax because we've got a great show with Steve. And let's get right into it. Steve, buddy, I have to comment before we get going here and just give you a nice round of applause for that cop mustache that you got there.
I worked hard for this. Don't I'm sensing a lot of jealousy, boys. I'm sensing a lot of jealousy.
well, there is that's a Ned Flanders, buddy. I'm telling you.
I'd be willing that there's firefighters that look up to him.
Well, you know, when in Rome, right? Steve, buddy, thanks so much. I know it has been a while of us going back and forth, and you know, there was a bit of a lull there where we kind of lost contact, but then for Christmas, I reached out to you and got some straps made for the boys as a Christmas gift, and you were very willing to accommodate me and get that to me in time, and we'll show those off in a little bit and show the listeners exactly what it was you made. But can't thank you enough for the strap, buddy, and I can't thank you enough for coming on the show.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
So let's get right into it. And so, you know, you are a busy man. You are a very busy man. You're a full-time job. You're a police officer in the state of California, got a family, the whole bit. So did you create another thing to eat away at your time? Because ultimately that's what it is, right? It's great to have a second side gig and stuff like that, but it takes time away from your family and your personal life, right?
So to be honest with you, we originally bought it as we didn't actually start it. So a good buddy of mine who was a Department of Corrections officer, he was a guard.
Okay.
He started it, and he had one child. He did it to pay his basically pay for his duck club, his hunting for the year.
Yep.
And he did a lot of steel work, a lot of welding. So he was a real kind of artsy guy when it comes to hands-on stuff. He retired and went back to Minnesota. He basically came to me. He started in 2009. He came to me and said, "Hey, are you interested?" Because I'd helped him a little bit here and there. He said, "Look, you're interested in buying it, or I'm just going to shut it down because I'm not packing everything up and moving it back to Minnesota."
Right.
And I said, so I talked to the wife, and she's like, "We could use a tax write-off."
Yeah.
And just thinking it was a hobby tax write-off, pay for the hunting kind of thing. So we decided to purchase it. And I mean, it wasn't an arm and a leg. And then we just it was kind of weird because it started as a hobby quasi business and then I started seeing some of this reaction I was getting from when I would build straps for like dads or momentum straps. And I'm a very, very, I don't want to say sensitive guy. I enjoy the stories of like when we get the pictures and this is for dad passed away and I want to hang this here. And you have no clue what this is going to mean to me, being able to see him, there's a part of him that hunts with me, that kind of stuff. Right. When I go out. And then it got to the point where I enjoyed doing that so much. I started offering discounts and my wife's like, you can't feel bad for everybody and just start giving stuff like that. Because she's doing all the staining, right? I was doing it all, but we got so busy that I said, I need help and I can't do this by myself. So she stepped in. And of course, she's got a steadier finger. She's good with, she's really good with the staining and the finishing. So I could stay in the shop, do all the tooling and the burning and all the design work, and she'll do the finish work depending on what the customer wants. So we really got into it, and it got to a point where she even was like, what is this picture? Why did they say this in the email? You need to call them and find out. And I'm like, I'm not calling. If this person didn't want to tell me why this picture's on here, I'm not going to call or ask how the guy died. She wants me to call and ask him. And I'm like, no, I'm not calling a random person and say, how'd your dad die? Can you share it with me? She just wants to know while she's doing it, And so anyway, it became really big. The family got into it. My kids get part of it. They're part of it. They do a lot of the monotonous work, like putting together the hangers or boxing everything during Christmas. They turn so it's a big family thing now. And then she put us on Etsy, and that was the death of me. At that point, it became a real job, to the point I had to start taking vacation off during Christmas because we were getting 30 orders a day.
Wow.
And
holy smokes.
You're talking for a 3-month period. So last year, and then my dad passed away. He did a lot of work for us too. He passed away last year, so we had to take it off Etsy a little bit just to keep up. We were trying to focus on Mom, so we stayed just through the website. But we're back up full bore again, and now it's kind of like we were talking about with my real job. I'm only 2.5 years out, and then I can actually go full time into it, and it'll get all my time at that point.
Wow.
So I won't be so stressed out.
Well,
that's basically the backstory.
No, man, I love hearing those stories and when people start something, and then especially when, you start it because of this and you're doing little things, and then, one step and then the thing blows up, and Esty, that's just a marketplace. That's just a gold mine. If you can get on there with a product that people like, that's just a gold mine. So I'm jealous that you have a very successful business, but at the same time, I realize how much time it takes, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
I only got to hunt. Literally, my passion for hunting is what started this business, right? But I only hunted 10 times last year.
Wow.
All season, because I'm in the shop, so.
Right.
But when I go, I make sure, my club's fairly decent club. And when I go, I don't waste my time. I stay out there and I have a good time, and I make sure that, I've got a good scout, and I'm not
right.
It's not just about killing, but I also,
you want to kill.
When you only get to hunt 10 times, you want to try to, you know what I mean? Get to do have your best.
But that's interesting. We hear it all the time. It's not just about the shoot, and it's not just about the killing and the harvesting of birds and stuff like that. And I get it. I get what people are saying. There's so much more to the hunt than just the harvesting of the bird. But it wouldn't be that much fun if you just went out every single day and got a big old goose egg 0 on your strap, right?
Well,
you could go up for a hike and not carry all that stuff and still enjoy it, right? But if you're taking all that stuff, you want there to be some success to it.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
And part of it too is being able to. It's not just the hunt; it's what leads up to the hunt. It's the scouting. It's being able to actually pattern the birds, figure out what they're doing, and actually, that's all part of the win, right? Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
It's not just about killing them. I honestly could care less if I pull the trigger. If I put the birds on the ground for other people to enjoy something they've never done, I don't need to shoot them. I just know I won. you know what I mean? I tricked something into doing something it shouldn't want to do.
Yeah.
And that's just part of it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
It's funny you bring that up, Steve. I laugh at guys that that rant and rave. Oh yeah, I was shooting birds at 60, 70 yards. I'm like,
It's a cool story, bro.
Yeah.
How about you learn to work birds and shoot them at 15 or 20?
Yeah.
Like, just trick them right in.
Yeah, I don't even.
But I think
I don't like. We got into the snow goose. I don't know. Do you guys get a lot of snow goose?
no, not around where
No.
we are.
No. So they opened up in California in recent. I know, like growing up, it was like 2 to 4 specks you could kill, and then I don't know why all of a sudden we just had spec hunting. Just nobody really did it right. Nobody learned how to call. Everybody, it was the what was that called? That clear call, the spec call that Haydell's used to make, that the
Yeah, I don't know what.
anyways, it's a yodel call, right?
Okay.
Everything's gotten so good call wise, as far as
Yeah.
spec calling, but it used to be it wasn't worth the time. And then the California, I mean, we went up to 10 specs was our limit and 20
Wow.
whites per day. And that's general
Wow.
season. So you can kill 30 geese a day here. So now everybody's doing it, right? Big spreads, and we do. I've gotten to the point now, it's gotten so popular. I just sold my 20-foot trailer. I had 20-foot. We had 2,500 full bodies and probably 5,000 socks. And we would run big spreads and we'd land, anywhere from 40 to 1,000 birds in the decoys before we'd even pull the trigger, where people are there like, why aren't we shooting? I'm like, no, dude, this is not watch. Just watch.
Yeah.
Watch. If you let these birds work, watch what happens. It's going to be the craziest thing you've ever seen. And I enjoy taking the older guys because a lot of them who've never experienced it,
Right.
they literally will walk out of the hunt and say, if I died today, they're in tears. I would be dead happy. I mean, I had a bird land on my, and that's what I'm going for. I want that experience. Otherwise, anybody can sit out there and pass shoot something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You don't have to have any skill to do that. And
Yep.
it just, like you were saying, Bill, oh, that's cool. Yeah. You got 100 birds and you guys shot 1,000 rounds, 2,000 rounds and you shot them at 70 yards. Good for you. Whatever. So.
Yeah, I get it, buddy. Sorry. I've got to hydrate here, fellas. So just a second.
Oh, man. I didn't know
Bartenders.
That's vodka.
No, I'm on rum, buddy. I'm not that was 15-year-old Damien that drank vodka, and now I can't even touch the stuff anymore.
I can't touch the brown. I get mean. My wife hates it when
yeah.
I turn into an asshole. Not gonna lie.
It's like that video. Was it from Landman?
Yes.
Guy's like, yeah, orders a Mickey Ultra. He quit drinking. He's like, there's still alcohol in that. You watch me drink 6 of these son of a bitches. Come back tomorrow, drink 6 whiskeys, and you tell me the difference.
Yeah, you tell me the difference.
That is a good clip. Absolutely.
There's more alcohol in orange juice.
Hey, did you guys hear that? Is there any validity to Billy Bob Thornton leaving the show?
No, I saw
that. Anybody else see that?
Yeah, I seen it, but he didn't because they made it look so what happened. I don't know if all of you's watched the show. I watch it. I love it. He got fired from his job.
Yeah.
The episode before the season finale. So then everyone was like, Billy Bob Thornton is done with the show. He's not coming back. But then the season finale came out the week later, and he's staying. He's not doing it. He's got him and his son started their own oil company, so he's not going anywhere. And he's such a great character on that show.
I never thought I'd find myself after that. I went on that. You can go on. Apparently, my wife showed me. You can go on your TV and say Billy Bob Thornton. It'll give you everything he's ever made, like movie wise. Really? And I'm like, now I want to, because he's a good actor, and I don't think I really realized it because I saw him in Bad Santa, hilarious, but it's not. It's not a real acting role, right? It's not. Santa. But he's a good actor.
It's such an awesome movie.
Yeah, it is one of my favorites.
I started watching all his movies, and I've kind of become a Billy Bob Thornton fan. I wouldn't watch Landman if he got left.
Well, you got to watch Monsters Ball because that's the.
Is that a cartoon?
The one. No,
that's Monsters Inc.
Yeah,
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Ball is the movie he done with Halle Berry, where Halle Berry goes full frontal nudity and the sex scene and the whole bit was very very real. I'll put it at that. And it was a great movie. Great movie.
He's a dirty son of a bitch too, so I can only imagine
He is.
him in that.
He is. He looks, and like, can you imagine that he? And this is what I love about this show is how we just end up down these.
Remember those tangents that Damien was talking about?
Yeah.
Joe, what are we talking about?
Think about it, man. Like, he was married to Angelina Jolie at some point,
right?
So, there's hope for all. Like when you're walking around, when we're walking around, we're like, we're just some Neanderthal hairy knuckled dude. There's a chance for you to land and bag someone like Angelina Jolie because there's she's got a screw loose up there, and Billy Bob Thornton must have just played right into how weird she was, because I think they had a pretty interesting marriage there for a little bit.
I like it. He must be packing because there is no reason. You gotta have a hog because there's no reason.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
You see him in his knee with his hat on top of it and his rings, his earrings. This is not the dude from Land, man. What am I looking at? So
that's awesome. I do want to circle back to the fact that you now all of a sudden, and I'll use the words all of a sudden, but you now have that speck and snow harvest in the state of California, and I know the state of California gets somewhat of a bad rap because of the governor and then a lot of the laws that. And from what I do know, it's mostly like the Los Angeles and the big suburban areas, right? Or the big urban areas, I should say. But one thing that I've learned in doing this show is how unbelievably awesome the state of California is at managing water when it comes to the refuges and stuff like that. And there was a fella that came on the show a bunch of years ago. I think it was called Bird Dog Waterfowl. Remember him, Phil?
Yep.
And he was telling us about, these land management areas, and at one time nobody used them, and then all of a sudden people figured out, holy smokes, we have an amazing migration coming through Northern California. We got to get onto it, and I love hearing about how you guys were a widgeon, cinnamon teal place to go, and now, like you said, you're in the snow geese, you're in the specks, which is specks are a totally different beast whatsoever to try and figure out. So how has that benefited the California waterfowler,
well,
to the popularity, I guess, or growing the sport, I guess is what I should say.
I feel like the sport, you would be surprised the type of people you saw if you might. I don't hunt refuges anymore just because of what I was starting to see there and deal with. I mean, you got people faking heart attacks so they can have their buddy slide around. You come and try to help them, and the guy snakes in the backside, takes a spot.
No,
while you're out. I mean, I saw that as a kid when my dad used to take me out there, and it's a free for all and it's a shit show. And they're typical Californians. Most people are good, but you get this type of hunter that I just don't want to. In my older age, I don't want to be around them. And
I get it.
Good for them, but I just don't want to be around it. I don't want to. It's a rat race, is what it is. Now, I will say that California has done a really good job because it is kind of expensive to get into clubs and different stuff. Most people can't afford it, or some people can't. And they've done a good job at providing places that are very productive for the normal blue collar Joe Schmo to get to and not have to spend, $5,000 to $7,000 a year on a duck club. They can go put in their reservations, get drawn, they can walk on. But I think also too, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't hunt them. I also am getting lazier in my old age, and I don't want to walk that far. I'd rather get on side by side, and you can't take one out there. But no, they've done a really good job. I do know that California does get a bad rap. Like, it's hunting. I've hunted all over the country. I go to Saskatchewan for 4 weeks a year up out of Meadow Lake.
Yep.
And help up there with a buddy who has a lodge. I haven't been we got so busy I couldn't go the last 2 years. But besides that, like, there's nothing in this country. I've been to Washington, I've been Oregon, I've been to Nebraska, I've been to Missouri, I've been to Arkansas, I've been to Idaho. There is nothing that is more consistent in the United States than California for waterfowl.
Really?
And most people don't realize it. They don't realize it. I think they think about the politics and they think about what type of people they see on TV there. And they just want nothing to do with it. They're not water. But if you actually came to California, you'd look around and go, this is not what I see on TV. It's rice fields, normal dudes with shit-kicking boots, people riding horses. It's not what you see on TV. And it's not beaches. Everybody knows how to surf. I have no clue how to surf.
And I hate the water, he says.
And I hate the water. Unless it's the Delta catching bass, I don't want anything to do with it. So, but no, the state's done a really good job. We have a lot of reservoirs. The problem is now, though, LA has a big influence on where our water's going. Yep. And a lot of our reservoirs are getting bled off before
the
water's getting sold. It's getting shipped down south. And it's a huge, people are buying land, not for the land, not for the crop. There's a 16,000 acre piece called the Conway Ranch. It was bought by a developer, all rice. It's been farmed for, you thought he bought it for the land and the rice income and the land value, right?
Yeah.
He bought it for the acres foot of water that he can push through there, and that's his that he gets to sell off to LA. It's worth more than the land and the farming yearly.
Wow.
The water. Yeah. It's water is like gold in California, the way it sells down to LA.
Well, yeah, and with the recent years and with the wildfires that's been down there, and I, I don't want to dig into the politics too much, but I remember the last big wildfire that hit, Southern California. There was a lot of bad press regarding, the water and getting water down there to fight those fires at the time, right? So I can just imagine with the population and the amount of money that's in Southern California, just how important that water is now, and how much of a currency that it leads to, right? So it's pretty amazing that it's got to that. But then I'm also, the one thing about Americans that I've found, and Craig and Phil jump in here any second, but the one thing I've found about Americans over the last 4 years of doing this show is that you're very anti-government. You're really not a big fan of the government being involved in your day-to-day lives. It's not something that the majority of Americans are big fans of. And now with you telling me this, I just think it's only a matter of time where things start to get reversed and back to the duck hunters and stuff again, because, the politicians, they just want to get reelected. So they're going to do what their constituents want, and the constituents are going to kick up enough stink, and the politicians will circle back, I believe.
Yeah. I don't know what your guys' thing on it. I mean, I don't like to get into too much politics either. You look at this state as a whole, and if you looked at the county map of all the county maps for the voting districts and stuff like that, it's kind of indicative of the country, right? Where you look at our country map and the red and blue, where you got your registered, it's a small percentage of the entire country that's actually voting for the entire. Does that make sense? You get what I'm saying?
We have the same. We have the same here.
Map look exactly the same. They have San Francisco because they're highly dense populated areas. And then LA. But here's the thing is LA is starting to change. Like all the movie star people are starting to see things are not okay. And they're starting to realize it, because everybody in California is becoming government dependent. And I don't want government part of our lives, just because That's exactly what happens is they become dependent on it. And then the next thing you know, everybody's just lazy, sucking off the teat instead of going to work. I got 2 jobs. I'm working overtime, the regular job, and my other job, and put my kids through college. I'm not asking the government for nothing. There's ways to make money if you get off your ass. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't like government involved.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's where we are as a country right now. We've become very dependent on our government. But again, that's a rabbit hole that would eat up the entire hour of the show. Trust me.
Wait,
because
before we move on from politics, confirm something for me, you guys. What is going on with that Alberta thing? Because it's all talk down here. That succeeding thing.
Well, man, from what I read, there is a very, very sizable population of Albertans that they want to separate, and they have the push. I don't know, law-wise how that works or if it's even possible. I don't even know if it's possible or what. I don't know what all the rules are, but it's a real thing. Like it is 100% a real thing. And I don't blame them for their thoughts on it. I hope that they don't, but if they do, I sort of get why they are, because I think the country of Canada, we benefit a lot from the money that the oil and gas brings in from, the prairies, especially Alberta, right? So, so just like what you were saying, and Craig had mentioned, we're like it as well up in Canada. So the very dense populations. So in Canada, if you win Toronto and you win Montreal, you'll form government. All you had to really do is win those 2 cities. If you win those 2 cities and the outlying suburbs, then you'll form government. So very much like,
they dictate the whole country.
Yeah, they dictate. So much like how New York, LA, they have so much power, but then Nebraska, Idaho, Alabama, those states don't have the same pull, right? We have the same thing in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I love Canada. I told my wife she got a DUI way back in her day. I said, God, if you wouldn't have drank that night, we could have moved to Canada.
You just got to do paperwork.
We'll let murderers in and everything, and she can't even go see where I go hunting.
Yeah, well,
because of something 15 years ago.
That's what I was going to say, buddy. Some of the people that we're letting in the country right now, a DUI wouldn't set off any alarms. I'm pretty sure.
Not even a blip on the radar.
Yeah. I'm telling
I think it's funny that that's still a thing.
I love your guys' country. I love Canada, man. The people there are just like, you'll be at a gas station. It's actually funny because I'll drive up because I got my dog. I don't like flying it. I'll drive up and I'll pull into a gas station. I don't know. I think I was in Prince Albert. I don't know, somewhere around there. And pull in, they see the California plate. Every time I stop at a gas station, here they come. Whoop, they come.
Yeah.
Hey, you're from California, hey? Or, however you guys say it, right?
Yeah.
We get to chat, and they're just the nicest people in the world. But I noticed you could tell when the president shift happened because it was always, fuck, you're fucking president, man. You're fucking president. When Obama was in there, you're fucking president. And then Trump got in there. Oh, hey, fucking Trump. Hey, good job, guys. Yeah. Hey, there's cool. They always want to talk about who's in charge of our country at the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, and to that end, when you're out west, so when you're talking Saskatchewan, Alberta, they are very much a conservative Republican provinces, right? Like they are like that. That's who they are to their blood, right? So when the Donald got in, that was right up. Because and the other thing is that when the Donald is in, well, it's just drill baby drill. That
drill
sort
baby
of thing.
Drill.
So that speaks to him. But
back to duck hunting,
man.
Yeah,
your outlook on Canadians is positively biased because you're crossing in Western Canada.
Yeah.
Don't try and cross the border like in the Niagara area in Southern Ontario.
Yeah,
and try to talk to anybody at a gas station. Don't do that.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
very different impression.
Gravy and fries, or what is that? You guys
No. It'll be like you stopping at a gas station in New York City.
In Detroit?
100.
Or Detroit.
And Detroit, yeah. Steve, but I did want to, and boys, I'll tell you now, grab your straps because I do want to show them off. But I did want to talk about, that flyway, that Pacific flyway that you're on, Steve. And so, the Widgeon, which is I didn't realize it, but I didn't realize just how strong a population Widgeon was on the Pacific coast. And so now, last year when I was hunting with some guys from California, the shoveler, which I've never ever harvested a shoveler. I've never ever actually seen one shot on a hunt that I've been a part of.
That's the real greenhead.
Yeah, and we were in Saskatchewan, and some fellas shot one, and they were so upset that they had shot a shoveler, and I was just like, boys, I said, that's a beautiful bird. That's
Damien, they get a bad rap. We were talking about the other day, we call them boot lips, but literally, like, they are a beautiful bird. They really are. Like, when they're full plume, they are ugly as sin when they're young, though. I mean, that bill, if God did them wrong when he put that bill on them. But that's the only thing weird about them. Other than that, they're, beautiful.
What'd you say, Phil? It's the original greenhead?
So that's the OG greenhead. The real greenhead.
The real greenhead.
Yeah. Well, they call that we call that the poor man's greenhead down here.
The poor man's green. But it's so amazing on just your geographical location, right? Whereas I would be stoked if I could harvest a spoonie. And then one fella told me, he said, you don't even need to shoot at spoonies. You could just throw a shotgun shell at a flock of spoonies and 10 of them will die.
One will die.
Yeah.
There is a ton of them here. But I mean, it's the same thing, right? What do you guys get? You guys get black ducks?
No, we're in our area. We get some late season. We'll see some black ducks, but for us, it's mallard, teal, wood duck, and geese, right? Like Canada's.
Okay, so
yeah.
I
would think that's that would be a fair description of our flyway, eh, boys?
Yeah. Especially the teal and wood ducks early on. They leave pretty early.
Do you get the blue-winged teal?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
we'll get blue and green.
I killed the blue for my first time. It was cool.
And then towards the end of the season, like, end November, beginning December, that's when we really get into our nice mallards. And then that's when we'll start seeing some black ducks coming through. And they're big, fat ducks, right? So it's great hunting, but we don't, up until November, and boys, correct me if you think I'm wrong here, but up until November, our biggest harvest is probably Canada's. We're not seeing big pushes of ducks at the beginning of the season. We're mostly hunting Canada's early.
And those are those local birds?
For the most part, at the beginning, so in September, it's all local birds, really. But then, when
do you start getting pushes of birds? Like, I mean, I guess you're not as high.
No, but we'll start seeing, like, migration will happen in October. Like, we'll start to see migration of Canada's in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's only where you. Yeah, depending on where you are in Ontario, like you could have residents all winter long.
Yeah, so like where Phil is. Like where Phil is, and Phil will come back and he'll talk about this, and he's talked about it a million times on this show. But where Phil is, there's a couple nuclear power plants, so they've got those warm water discharges. Like, we have birds that never, like in Phil's area, he has birds that never leave. Like, they're there all year long.
Yeah, like all our Canadas.
That's how it's gotten here. Our Canadas have become localized. They had to open up a early season hunt just to kind of control, because they've been getting into all the communities, and they're just multiplying. They can't shoot them. We did a hunt a few years back, and Fish and Game got called out. SAC PD, Sacramento Police Department, got called out. My buddy owned a piece of property that was a cornfield that butted up to a new subdivision that was annexed into the city. Well, let's just say they were coming off the pond. into the corn, and it must have sounded like a war zone. I think we killed like 60 something because you killed 10 apiece. There were 6 or 7 of us out there, and they're coming in just feet down, dumb as could be, and just park geese. And all of a sudden, you look, and all the neighbors had come onto this levee that borders the field, and the geese are coming over the houses, and they're trying to wave them off. They look like they're on an aircraft carrier. They're all doing this shit, and they're just coming over top. All of a sudden, all these cop cars come running through the field at us. Like, what do you? Like, call fishing game if you want. You want to distance it. We're totally good.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we're good.
We had one bird left, and out of respect for the guys, the law enforcement, the sergeant, I go, we'll pack it up. We don't need another bird. We'll give you the win on this. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Birds on the ground. I'll give you the win. We'll pack up. Then I got a call from fishing game 2 days later, and they're like, hey, calling about this, take us out there. And so I'm working that day. So I show up, and we go out there, and they looked where the layout blinds were. There were still like imprints, and they're looking, they're raging. They look at each other and go, you guys shouldn't have left. You should have finished. You're totally legal here. I was like, we all know that, but I wasn't going to. So then it made the news. So KCRA 3, which is our big interviewing all these people in the neighborhood. Right. And I had to let my sergeant know this. I was like, that was me that you see they're talking about. The fishing game came out, let them know. And they're like, yeah, we got told we broke up. We were literally, and I shit you not when I say this, I think it was 476. We were just over 200 yards. So you have to be 150 feet from a dwelling, right? We were 426 feet. No. Yards or whatever. We were like 3 times the distance, right?
Right. Yeah.
We were about 175 yards, whatever that is. Do the math on that. Well, they're like interviewing these people, and they're like, we found all these BBs in our pool. They shot these BBs. Have you seen remember the old Red Ryder pellets that were hourglass? Yep. They're like, oh, look at all these we found in the bottom of our pool, and they wanted to sue us. And they're like, oh my God, they hit their house with these BBs, and they're showing them on the camera. And I'm like, who's packing their shells with fucking hourglass fucking pellets from a Red Ryder?
Yeah.
It wasn't even the same shit. Then they tried to say we broke windows, and I was like, shut up. You guys are full crap. Anyways,
of course.
They did not like their local geese. They did not know that their fishing game had opened up season on these things, and we put a mollywhopping on them.
Well, and the funny thing is, because the Canada goose up here now has become a nuisance bird, right? Especially in the cities. So like down where Phil is in Toronto, even up where Craig, where you are up on that Georgian Bay, I would think all up around Barrie and all those areas, they're all in. Like any of the parks and stuff, they're everywhere, right? So they're a nuisance bird. So we'll still, like to this day, and I'm sure Craig and Phil can chime in on this, but like we'll go out on a hunt, and then some lady will come up to us and go,
Canada's
those
bird.
are protected birds.
Yeah.
That's our national bird.
Oh my God, no,
goose.
they didn't.
Oh yeah, they do. And
so many people are convinced that we're not allowed to shoot them.
Canadian geese.
Yeah, the Canada gooses, man, like a majestic bird. But they are like the city of Toronto, Philly. I think it was the city of Toronto. They actually had a cull where they went out and actually destroyed the nest of the Canada goose, because it's become so much of a nuisance bird over the last
nest
I don't know, probably 10 years.
Well, like here, it's the first people to complain about them being a nuisance, but the first ones to complain when you shoot them. And it's like, what do you want? Like, what's your,
Philly?
We're the same here. We've got the early season, same thing with 10 birds for those resident birds to try and help with the city and park geese that don't leave. So like you're not shooting those birds anyways, because we can't hunt around the areas where they're going.
Right.
I want to shoot a golf course.
Yeah. Well, you see, up here, I don't know if you can down there, but you could get permission up here. Like at the golf course allows you. The golf course could let you in. What?
Check,
What you say,
check your
Phil?
phone.
I think Philly's internet must be really bad tonight or something. He's really jumpy or whatever. Or is it me? Am I?
No, I think
No, I got
Oh yeah, Philly's internet is all screwed up, I think. Yeah, no, sorry, Steve, buddy. But yeah, like they've become a nuisance bird. I think I can't remember exactly, but I think they've made. Oh, go for it, Phil. No, he go. Yeah, they've done nest oilings, I know. But fuck, was I going to say just then? I was going to say something. I can't remember now what it was. Either way, it had to do with that majestic Canada goose, the sky cobra.
what's that? What are those guys? Is that what's that show?
Oh, Letterkenny.
Letterkenny. There you go, Letterkenny.
I love how Letterkenny is so popular in the States. Like
What's
I've talked to. Yeah, go for it.
The hockey. What's the other one on the offshoot of it?
Shorzy.
So that was my first exposure to it. And
really?
Yeah, my buddy was completely into like Letterkenny and all that stuff. And I never have time. I don't watch a ton of TV. And we were drinking at his house one night and all of us were there. And he turned on Shorzy. And he's like, you got to watch. Everybody's drinking. I'm sitting down watching this. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching? Right. And then like 3 episodes in, I'm still saying, what the fuck am I watching? But I can't walk away from the fucking train wreck. I'm like, it's, and all of a sudden I just find myself, it's almost funnier the more you watch it or the more times you watch it, you start picking up on that full of humor. And I'm like, now I love the shit. I think it's hilarious.
Shorzy is good. I'm a hockey guy, so I get a lot of the jokes and the whole, attitude around the show. But Letterkenny to me was much more funnier.
Really?
Buddy, that was just it was such a funny show. My daughter and I would watch it, and I had a couple characters that I loved, and my daughter had a couple characters that she loved. And we would watch this show, and it was just it's just hilarious.
I don't know how I have a 21-year-old. She's actually in Italy right now, studying, but she I don't know how she became a hockey fan, but she played soccer until senior year and then was going to go. She didn't want to go play college. I wanted her to go, but that's a deep story. Either way, she became a huge hockey fan. I have no clue because I don't even know what the hell the rules. It's kind of like soccer until Dave Bingham kind of explained some shit to me.
Yeah.
Like offsides, like it's almost similar to me, but it's a lot manlier. Hockey's a lot manlier than soccer. That's what I tell them. I said, you play fake football and sissy fucking hockey. That's all you do.
How is he? Anyways, I don't see him online. I don't see him at all anymore, really.
He's doing good. He finished up his season. I think he's going to retire this year.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he got back. I want to say they were in the playoffs or whatever they call their little playoff thing. And then when they got knocked out, he's toying with, he's getting up there in age when it comes to athletes, right? I mean, he's not, he's younger than any of us, but it's old for an athlete, right?
For a professional athlete, yeah.
Yeah, for a professional athlete. I mean, I know you guys do your Tuesday night hockey league shit up there.
Mm-hmm.
You're all, beating the shit out of each other at older age.
Philly, how is your internet, buddy? Are you
I can hear you
tracking
guys
everything
fine.
We're talking about, or are you jumping in and out? He must be jumping in and out because he's not talking at all, eh? Like he must be just behind. Craig, I did want to. Oh, here, this is an excellent chance now to bring up and give Phil a chance to grab his strap. But I do want to show the straps because there's a story that I want to talk about behind mine. So I'm just going to grab mine. Craig, grab yours, and then we'll talk about it.
I hope it's not a bad story. Not the broke.
No, so when I had the idea to get the straps made for the boys, and I was like, well, I got to get one for myself. Like, I'm not gonna. Like, I love the two of them, and I got both of them a strap, but I don't love them enough that I'm not going to get one for myself. So I got one for myself, and so Craig has a nickname of the triple threat. I call Phil Philly, so I had to give a nickname to Philly, a nickname for Craig, and then I'm like, well, what do I put down on mine? And I'm just like, I don't really have a nickname. I never really ever did have a nickname. But a couple of years ago, a friend of mine, an army buddy, was getting remarried, and he asked me if I would be the official at his wedding with no license or nothing. I was like, dude, legally I can't marry you. And he was like, no, I know, but we want you to go through the motions. So it was all for show, but my buddy's dad started calling me preacher. So then, and I was like, that's a cool nickname. I like it. So that's how come I picked preacher. And I tell you, and Craig, talk about yours, and Phil, talk about yours. But when I was in the design process with you, Steve, like, I really didn't give you a ton of information. And one of the things you done that I really, really like was when I said, well, for mine, I want the nickname of preacher. Can you? Oh, you can? Buddy, that was about 4 minutes ago I asked that question.
Yeah, it's weird how late stuff's coming through.
Yeah. And you would pick this old Western font for preacher. And I just, when you talked about your buddy being somewhat artsy when he started the company, I must say, when we were doing the design process, when you and I were going back and forth, you've obviously been doing it enough, and you know what looks good and what don't look good, and what works and what don't work, because I'm telling you, you done an amazing job on designing mine and the boys with very limited direction from me. And I'm going to tell you, if anybody is looking for a strap, and with the the shotgun primer, the brass on there as well, and I don't know how well this is showing up on the screen, but I just absolutely love mine. I wish I would have had it for the season, but either way, I've been waxing it up, and it'll be ready for next season.
Make sure you guys put, I told you the beeswax, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, beeswax works phenomenal.
Got mine.
Attaboy. Good
Yeah,
job.
I got mine. I got a jar of it too. But you had said, and Phil's gone. Yeah,
He said he's going to try coming back on.
Oh, is he? Okay. And Craig, jump in, buddy, and talk, because I've done a lot of talking this episode. But Steve, talk about, because you did say the water is obviously not a friend for the leather, right? So that's why you keep the beeswax on them.
Yeah, it's if you think about it, if we took a good pair of our leather boots and went and stood in a stream fishing or in the water and expose it to the stuff we expose it to, if we did that for 3 months and didn't do anything to that leather, it doesn't matter how it could be a Gucci $1 million purse or whatever it is, it's going to turn out, it's going to start getting destroyed. So I do recommend you got to take care of it. It is I mean, you pay for it, right? So why not buy a $10 jar that jar of beeswax will last you 10 years probably. If you
let me tell you, my hands were so soft and supple for a few days after flying.
Okay, it might only last Craig 10 months, but he's found other uses for it, obviously.
Yeah. Spent good money on it. I'm going to make use of it.
And but here's the weird question, Steve. After we had talked about the beeswax, Craig had asked if I had found any scented beeswax, and I was like, "That's a weird question to ask."
That's made up.
I'm just waiting for when he asked for flavored.
I think you're better now, Phil. No,
I hope
he's
so.
still fucked.
How do I sound?
No, I think you're still fucked up, buddy.
Do jumping jacks, Phil. Let's see if you're lagging.
Yeah, do jumping jacks. Let's see how much you're lagging. Phil's like, I'm going to work at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm not doing any PT at night.
Feels like I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
No.
How
big
with
time.
this?
He's
Show
been
your Craig.
Phil's just been faking it the whole time. It's like those videos you see on Facebook or Instagram where the guys just stand still so they can get out of it.
Yeah, he'll have a big laugh.
Exactly. He's like, oh, go to bed.
Triple
That's showing
threat.
up there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's
there's
showing
the-
up real nice.
It was funny. It wasn't until I was actually putting the wax on that I even paid attention to the primer on there.
That was a
Oh,
nice
really?
little.
Yeah,
That was a
I
nice
didn't even pay
little
attention.
addition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
Craig.
we
I
on
jumped.
those, Damien, Craig, Phil, those detachables. I've been selling more of just the like people who buy straps, right? They'll buy the straps. They'll have the detachable ends, and that they'll just continuously. Hey, I already got my strap. I find that I don't even use it that much anymore. Like
Right.
I hang it up in my hunting room or wherever. Those detachables, the actual clips with the hangers.
Yep.
You'll find yourself using those everywhere, even in like a boat blind or just
It's
anywhere.
like
Hanging them in the
tossing them on the
garage,
little.
hanging them in the.
Yeah.
I don't like to hang my strap with the birds because you're just stretching that leather if you hang it all night. It's moist,
Yeah.
Right.
wet. It's just going to stretch it. So, but I find that even I personally, I just throw a couple sets of those in my blind bag and I'm out. So you'll find yourself using those hangers more than you will your duck strap. I'll be honest with you.
And clip them right onto your waders and stuff too.
Yeah.
Right?
I believe it. Philly, I know it may take 30 or 40 seconds before you hear this, and we'll stop talking when you start talking, but show your strap and talk about it or what you like about it or anything you want to say to Steve. We'll stop talking, but in the meantime, he's not that far behind.
Here's my
fellas.
strap. So if I showed that before, I'm being preemptive. But yeah,
Yeah,
here's
it's
that
all
strap.
fucked up. I'm hoping that this comes through. I'm hoping the upload will work because Philly's video is.
Oh, there he goes.
Just fucked.
Oh, now we got sound from him. Here's my thread.
Can you hear me
Yeah.
now? Can you hear me now?
I know.
Bueller?
No, sorry, but I'm hoping this fixes itself in the editing process. But right
Or
now,
it's-
Philly, I think you're about 40, 50 seconds behind us right now. Yeah, can you hear me now? Is that Sprint or AT? Is that Sprint or AT&T? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you need to figure that out and get the opposite.
But Steve, so now, and man, this is like one of my most favorite episodes I've done in a long time because we've been so all over the place on this episode. It's awesome. But talk to me now about, the evolution. So, you spoke about how your wife got you on ST, and now, like, I still follow you. I watch a lot of your stuff on social media, and not taking anything away from the ST bit and stuff, but it seems like you've created this product that is very nice. It's well made and aesthetically pleasing, and it just seems like fellas are just eating it up, and they want one of these straps, and you're even saying, well, you won't even use the strap down the road, you'll just use the hangers, but people still want it because you can make it so customizable.
Yeah. So, like personally, I use just a small strap with my name on it. You know what I mean? It's not the big. That's more of a show piece that you guys have. I'll
Yeah.
use the small custom, and I'll fire you guys off some smalls, so you could just with some detachable rings that you guys can use, and you can hang those up in your shop there or wherever you guys want. But I use the small just because it's easier to put away.
Right.
Put in my bag. It's just a rectangular piece of leather. Still holds the same amount of weight. Still can put a picture on it, the logo on it and stuff. But yeah, it's become like my wife. We were talking about it. People are like, you need to raise your prices, like because we haven't raised our prices since probably in 4 years when shipping got really expensive during COVID.
Yep.
We had to come up just a little bit because we include it in the cost. But
Right.
even with
Yep.
cost of goods, I look at it as, I make enough money at it, and I
Right.
want an 18-year-old kid to be able to afford buying his dad something nice or
That's
a
yeah.
16-year-old to be able to, because
Yeah.
I know what tradition is in our world,
Yep.
and being able to hand something sentimental to your father that's done everything for you, and taught you the industry, the
Yeah.
passion had that's created that. I like for that kid to be able to, and again, it's still a lot of money for a kid, but at the same time, there's people, you look at some of these straps, they're $200-300.
Yeah.
Like there's not an 18-year-old or 17-year-old kid that's going to fork out $300 for a duck strap for their
No.
dad.
No.
That's going to give their dad the same feeling. You know what I mean? So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
I really do enjoy that. And I did one for a kid. They ordered, his dad passed away, and I wish I had it. I have a picture on the Instagram, but his dad gave him a locket, and in that locket, small locket, was his dad's handwriting, and it said, "I love you, Dad," and it was a picture of them. So I was
Wow.
able to take my my photo software, blow that up, and pull that writing, the actual writing out of that locket,
Wow.
take out that back. So it's actually his dad's writing. And it's a picture of him and his dad on the strap. And it's got over top of the picture his dad's actual handwriting with
Wow.
that message on the strap. So stuff like that, I really get a lot of call me selfish, but I love doing that. It makes me feel good
Yeah.
to provide that,
Well, and I don't want to cut you off and take away, but it gives you more and more. You're hearing more consumers talk about how they enjoy dealing with businesses and brands that have a face and
Yep.
somebody that actually, there's somebody that actually cares behind, the social media account or whatever. And when you say that's an important thing to you or something that you think is very cool, well, that comes through on your product. So
Mhm.
not only is the customer happy, but you get some sort of self gratification because you were able to create something for that customer that they're going to cherish for the rest of their life.
Correct. Correct. I really enjoy that. And absolutely. That's what keeps me going.
Yeah, I do. The other thing is that, and I'm not taking away from any other business that's out there or how they've started or anything, because everybody's got their own path and the whole bit. And much like how we are with Punisher Waterfowl, I had a full-time job. I'm retired now, pension, the whole bit. Punisher Waterfowl, I don't need it to put groceries on the table for my family. It funds a hobby, right?
Mhm.
Which is what you had said, your reason with Kupt Up Custom Straps, right? Like it funded a hobby. You didn't need it to put food on the table or provide for your family. And because of that, you're able to keep the price lower so that the consumer can and your customers can enjoy it and pass that on to their family and whatever, right? So I just think it's, again, I'm not taking anything away from any of the other brands that are out there, but it's pretty special when a family-owned business can keep prices as low as possible and create that item that's cherished within a family for years to come.
Yeah. And I'm proud of that. Honestly, that is like our business model. Like even
Mm-hmm.
when I retire and we're full time, it's not going to be the bottom line. The bottom
Right.
line is that customers are happy. I mean, I don't know how many times I've done a strap where I'm like, oh, this is the sickest thing I've done yet. And
Right.
they don't like it. And I'm like,
Oh,
instead of getting mad at them,
yeah.
I just make a new one. Hey,
Right.
keep it if you want. I'll make you a new one. You
Right.
know, now I probably shouldn't have said that on air because now anybody who orders a
Yeah.
strap, I'm like, hey, first one, just get a free one. But the point is that's how we run. It's not by any means like we want everybody happy. We want
Right.
everybody. I mean, God, my wife, she wants to kill the shipping companies because she puts so much emphasis in the 5-star reviews. Like
Right.
when we get something that's a 4 or, below a 5, she freaks out, but it's always a shipping thing. So you get these customers where I can't control once
Right.
I put that in the post office box or FedEx or whatever it is, I can't control them at that point. I've done my job, told you the shipping date, it is left. And there's some people that still don't care, and it takes 2 weeks to get to them instead of 4 days because it gets lost.
Well, we're gonna do something because I haven't left a Yelp review or anything on your strap, so we're gonna do you a favor, buddy, and
I appreciate that.
We'll send 5 stars so that your wife can go.
You need to,
those
you need
Canadians are amazing.
Go 4.9, and her name's Elisa. Say we gave 4.9 because of Elisa.
No.
There you go.
Like,
hey, Philly, I think
you're like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She'll be like, oh yeah, Canadians, nice. Yeah,
Canadians,
get fucked. Yeah, these guys are assholes.
Yeah.
They must be on the
from
metric
Ontario.
system.
It's different.
No, that's on boys.
System.
I think we're at that. I think we're over our hour mark. Philly usually keeps me on time.
Well, Philly's only been around for 30 minutes of the podcast.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now proper?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Well,
sounds good.
Sweet Jesus, here we go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was just going to even bother talk because it would just show up 5 minutes later. And
You're
no
perfect
one would be here.
right now.
Yeah.
What a pile of shit. Stupid internet.
Stupid internet.
You're in like
I heard
4D,
they have the
matter of
internet
fact.
on computers these
those
days.
hairs on you. You're clear as day now.
Yeah, he's perfect right now.
Yeah, we're great for the goodbyes. Yeah, it's been a slice. The first half of the show was amazing. Thanks for coming, Steve.
It's actually a
thanks for having
button
me,
that
guys.
Damien's got. He's just mute, and he's got a button that he can just screw with Phil.
No, Phil.
Fucking internet.
No, Phil. Seriously though, if there's anything that you wanted to say about your strap, because now you're on.
It's funny because you were talking about it earlier, so I just randomly held it up.
Yeah.
I'm like, here, I'll just do this because I can't do shit otherwise. And you're like, oh, hey, you're holding up. I'm like, yeah, I did that 5 fucking minutes ago.
It worked out well.
Oh, I was losing my shit. Then I'm yelling at Craig on our fucking group chat. And... Oh yeah, fucking in. Well, since I have this moment,
yeah, go for it.
Because I have my strap here. I'm gonna hold it up for the 3rd fucking time. But yeah, it's like there's my name stretched across there.
Philly C.
But honestly, Steve, like one of the best, like it's a great strap. Like, and even like just the narrowing for like your neck is just like it's a small thing, right? But honestly, like you guys were mentioning, like the removable clips, like like be able to pop these off. If you don't need to use the full strap, you can hang them on like your blind bag if you have like a backpack style, whatever the case may be. But at least for me, the small thing, like because we have a 6-bird limit here in Ontario. And it's not like, it's 4 mallards and 2 trash ducks or whatever, like ducks and duck all looks the same on the plate.
Yep.
But because you literally just took a long piece and folded it over. You did that times 3. So like we literally here in Ontario, we can have a full limit on one strap.
So those hangers right there. So that's what they call. Actually, I'm not going to say what they call that, just because we're the only ones using it in the industry right now. I'm going to make them do their own research. But there is each one of those has a 250-pound breaking point.
Really?
But we had on one of those right there, we had 12 honkers. They were doubled up.
Oh, shit.
Two 15-pound, 10 to 15-pound honkers on each one of those rings. There was
who carried that fucking thing
total on the strap. If you go to my IG page, Damien, you'll see my buddy. He's 6'3", just a big, massive mammoth of a dude. And he's got 24 honkers sitting. It's about ready to break its back, and he's swinging it. And we were just testing it, and he's like, "Okay, can you guys get it off me? Because I'm about to fucking fall." It took 2 of us to get it off his side. So those things should not go. If a rivet, any of our stuff, if a rivet goes, anything like that, just call me. I'll send you a whole brand new thing. It ain't worth, depending where you're coming from, it ain't worth shipping it back to me and doing all that kind of stuff. But, I can't, rivets sometimes go if they get too old. So we do what we call tune-ups on the straps. So
Right.
you could send your stuff in and we'll replace hardware, after a couple of years of use and it's all messed up and maybe the rivets kind of get a little rusted or whatever. It just doesn't look right. You can send it into us. We'll oil it up. We'll replace all the rivets, hardware on it. So it's all brand new. And that's all part of the purchase price. So
No, that's amazing.
Awesome.
I will add that when you sent mine, I live very close to the US border, so it's very easy for me to go across and pick up parcels from the States, which is it's always easier as opposed to dealing with going from USPS to Canada Post. But I will add to the Canadian listeners that you do ship into Canada. It takes a little bit longer because it's got to clear customs and you have to pay the duties and stuff like that. But you
how does that work on your end? Do you guys have to pay the duties on the purchase price once it gets there?
Yeah. So for us, and Phil has a lot of experience with this too, so I'll let him chime in. But for me, I would much rather if everything was sent USPS, because USPS keeps things simple. So if it comes, they'll just say you owe $20. If it goes USPS, it goes USPS. Then it comes to Canada, it comes Canada Post. Canada Post sends me an email saying you owe $15 in duties and taxes. Pay it online, and we'll just drop it off in your mailbox. Easy peasy, nothing to it. When you get into couriers, that's where it gets difficult. And Phil has a little bit more experience with the couriers than what I do. So for Canadian listeners, listen to Phil.
So UPS is the biggest set of thieves known to man. But yeah, like Damien was saying, Steve, like if you're shipping stuff up here, USPS.
Okay.
Now, the general rule of thumb is if you're gifting, this is where you need to pay attention really closely, make notes, pick up clues.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you're good at this.
Listen, I'm a trained observer.
Trained observer.
observer.
Anything shipped USPS or Canada Post, doesn't matter what direction you're going, the same rules apply. Anything that's valued under $100 and is a gift skates through. 99 times out of 100 skates through. So in the let's use leather belts for example. So if
I like the comparison.
If someone were to send a custom-made leather men's belt and say that men's belt is worth, I don't know, $40, it's just going to go through.
Right.
Okay, that's good to know. So,
yeah.
But here's the question. How did I don't remember having to claim anything when I sent you that is worth anything.
No, you didn't, because you sent it through. I picked it up in New York. So you didn't have.
That's right.
You sent it to my mailbox in New York. So for you, it was just a normal parcel.
You know what? My wife does all the shipping. So she's probably, because we have shipped to Canada before a couple times.
Oh, of course you have. Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that. So I'll pass this on to her.
Yeah, put the strap in like one of those stupid bubble mailers or those like prepaid boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you got to do the stupid little declaration sticker, leather belt. $40.
Now they're not gonna ban me from Canada for doing this, are they?
No, not at all. No. We've got bigger fish to fry than a cop in California. That's
well, I am gonna send you guys a couple of the.
But for your wife, it is good information that she should that she should know, and then talk to the Canadian customer by saying, listen, I'm going to put it as this to help you with some taxes and duties, right? And I'm not concerned that the head of the Canadian Border Patrol is listening to this show, so
no.
What is the percentage on that?
Well, it's 13%.
13.
Yeah, it's just our regular sales tax.
Yeah, it's just our regular sale.
Now, just an idea, because you mentioned about sending Damien like some of these short straps or whatever. Try it out with one of those like prepaid boxes.
Yeah.
When you mail it straight to Damien's house, like don't send it, just send it to him.
Yeah.
whatever. But test the theory, like what your shipping
Right.
is going to be to Damien's house.
Yeah.
Like, because going over the border and then moving forward within your Canadian customers, you're like, yeah, this is what your shipping is.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might come out ahead a buck or two. You might, cost you a buck or two in the long run, depending on where the hell's it going. But
Right.
I don't really sweat that because everything's kind of a different price. We just have a standard price, and you may make a buck here and you may lose a buck there, but it all washes out at the end.
Yeah, it all balances itself out in the end, like our budget, but we won't go there.
No,
anyways,
but it is good, and it's good that we talk about this sort of thing because, Steve, I would say I'm about 65% American listeners to the show, and then about 35%. Does that add up?
No, what's the
No,
other
25%. Yeah, 25% Canadian. Yeah, I'll get you off, Phil, as soon as I can, buddy.
Oh, easy.
Hey, we're like 8:30 now. It's getting past my bedtime.
But it is good that we talk about this because I do have a ton of Canadian listeners, and I do fear that when we bring on these American products that they're like, well, that's great that Damien is talking about these American products, but we can't get it into Canada or it's too expensive. It's not too expensive. You just gotta know how to go about doing it.
Yeah.
Circumvent.
And it's not really circumventing. You're still doing the right process. You're just saving yourself a couple dollars here and there. You're going to pay.
Just knowing the better options.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't ship UPS.
Yeah, not UPS. Yeah,
USPS or FedEx.
FedEx or USPS is always.
But FedEx is getting ridiculous too.
So the problem so FedEx isn't so bad. The problem with UPS is that they show up to your door. So everybody else tells you up front, hey, you owe this much money and you can pay it online. And then
you can do that with UPS too if they have your email.
Oh, dude, can you?
Yeah.
Okay. I know UPS have shown up to my door and it's been a shocker. Like, you owe $300 in duties. And I'm like, what the fuck?
But Buddy's standing there with the debit machine holding your parcel ransom.
Yeah. Anyways, boys, Philly's got to go to work at 4, so let's end the show. Steve, I will say this right now. You do not need an invite to come on the show. Anytime you want to come on the show, you're welcome. All you got to do is reach out and say, hey, I'd love to come on the show and shoot the shit with you guys. You're welcome 100% of the time. We'll do a quick around the table and then we'll end her. Craig, to you. Craig, you haven't done hardly any talking tonight.
Well, I had a story I was going to share, but then we got stuck with Phil's stuff going back and forth. But all I wanted to say was, and you might even want to think about this as like a different kind of avenue, but when you look at these, I suggest just leaving this part laying around your house if you have guests coming over, and just don't say anything. Just leave it in a weird spot where they might just happen to see this, and let them use their imagination, and maybe they'll ask you the question about, like, what the hell is that sitting over there?
Hey, Craig. And, Craig, put the bottle of beeswax right next to it, too.
But we had a couple people come by, and they're like, what is that?
No, you got to put a jar of Vaseline.
Yeah.
Buddy, that is going to be the clip that makes it on social media right there. That is it.
Oh, but no, I just want to say thanks, Steve and Damien, for that. Like, that thing's awesome. Yeah. I'm looking forward to using it, and I'm looking forward to using it for some pictures when Maverick gets his first retrieves and Caleb gets some more birds this season. I want to get pictures of them with it too, and Caleb using it. So
yeah, make sure you guys send them to me.
Yeah. So Steve, my 13-year-old, just started his hunting season. Well, his hunting career 2 seasons ago, and he got his first bird last year. So I'm hoping to get him out and get it loaded and make him carry it.
There you go, Philly.
No, great having you on, Steve, and finally, putting a face to the name.
No doubt.
I said, like, you're nailing it out of the park with these lanyards, and again, they're like one of the biggest things, like that versatility, is being able to actually take those droppers off and use them in other fashions or kinky sex rooms like Craig's house.
Why not?
But
no judgment.
You got to stretch your money out as far as you can and make things multi-use.
But it was great having you on, and wish you all the best towards the end of your career and into retirement.
All right, appreciate it, Phil.
Steve, to you, my man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Buddy, short and sweet. I love it. I am not known for short and sweet. So, Steve, thank you so much for coming on, brother. Be safe out there. I've done some pretty fucking crazy things in my life in some pretty crazy goddamn countries. And I tell Phil all the time, I could never be a police officer. You guys are heroes to me. And I thank you every day for what you do. So be safe. Ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 250 of the Union 0430. We're not experts. We'll never pretend to be. We are literally a group of friends that just love getting together and talking anything bird hunting and leaving leather products laying around your house with beeswax. Big love, everybody. Until next time.
Thanks, guys.